Hi, everybody. Today's Facts in 5 video is about legal documents that you might need or what should consider getting for your college age kid. And specifically, we're talking about certain estate planning documents that are going to make sure that your kid is now going to still allow you to have access to all important information regarding their school records, regarding their medical information, generally just allowing you that same level of access that they probably want you to have still, even though they're now considered legal adults. So in that point, your 18-year-old or older college kid is now a legal adult in the eyes of the law. So just because they still need your help with a lot of things, they probably still have you helping them sign all the forms to get registered for classes, to make sure they're getting their student loans in place, to make sure anything basically that they need is still being taken care of appropriately. I mean, kids always rely on, mom and dad for the help with those types of things. So, but now that they're 18, they're going to need to legally grant you access to their information to allow you to continue to do that. So the way that you go about doing that is getting a few estate planning documents in place, and you see them listed off on the screen there. The big ones being the power of attorney, the healthcare directive, and the HIPAA waiver. The power of attorney is the one that's going to allow you access to general legal information. So access to school records, transcripts, being able to talk to lenders, maybe who your student has their loans through, just generally being able to talk with their school about what's going on with your child. That's the power of attorney is going to be the key that kind of unlocks that door for access for that type of information. For the medical side of things, if you still want to be able to talk with your child's doctors, or if they're seeing medical providers through the university, and actually even not only necessarily having access to be able to speak with their doctors and find out what's going on with your child, but also having the ability to assist your child in still making those decisions as well, that's where the healthcare directive and the HIPAA waiver forms are going to come into play. The healthcare directive form is the one that is going to allow you to assist your child in actually making decisions, or if in a kind of a worst case scenario event, they're in an accident, they're unconscious, or their cognitive abilities are not allowing them to make decisions at that time, it's going to presumably appoint you, or maybe you and your spouse or some other caregiver, as the person that can legally make those medical decisions in your child's place. The HIPAA waiver form is the form that's simply going to allow access. So the HIPAA form doesn't allow you to make decisions, but it is going to say that the medical professionals that are treating your child, either through the university or outside of their university, are allowed to speak directly with you and share your child's medical information with you. So it's really important to have, I think the HIPAA waiver is probably the biggest one for most folks. They just at the very least want to make sure they have access to their child's medical information. So that's what the HIPAA waivers form is going to do. And then also if you want to take it one step further, so again, in the unlikely event your child still needs help with making actual medical decisions and they're not able to do so for themselves, that's when you're going to want to make sure you have that healthcare directive too. Another piece of this is getting insurance for your child. So if you co-signed on a loan with your child, and again, in a really unfortunate event, they were to pass away or to become disabled and can't continue making their loan payments, life, or at least in the event that your child passes away, the life insurance is going to provide you with funds to be able to cover those debts. So because some types of loans, some types of debts do disappear if a borrower were to pass away, but not all debts. So life insurance is going to provide you, again, that additional liquidity to pay those debts in the event that they come due, and you're going to be financially responsible for them. With life insurance, there's two basic types. So whole life, which is a policy that would be in place for the duration of your child's life, regardless of how old it is or how old they are when they pass away, or term insurance, which is only going to be in place for a certain period of time. So it's a policy that's only going to pay out a death benefit if your child dies in the term. So 10 years, 20 years, for example. The term life insurance tends to be most common just because it's the cheapest. For healthy younger people, term life insurance is really cheap. So it's really easy to even get a couple $100,000 worth of death benefit and only be paying 100, 200, or 300 again dollars a year, so long as your child again is young and healthy. So term life insurance is quick, it's easy to implement, it's cheap. So that's another, in addition to both the power of attorney and the healthcare documents, it's something that I do highly recommend you look into, if not absolutely go and implement. So if you have any other questions about these, again, the importance of kind of estate planning, as we call it for college kids, we have a wonderful blog on our website, kkc-law.com. So please feel free to go there for more information. And also on that website, you'll be able to have access to all of our contact information so you can reach out to us directly. Thanks.